No one is coming to hand you success. No one is coming to lift you out of your struggles. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you become unstoppable. See, we grow up waiting for someone to recognize our talent, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for life to finally be fair. But waiting is a trap. The world doesn't owe you success, and that's the best news you could ever hear, because it means you don't have to wait. Are you waiting for permission to succeed? Waiting for someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself? That ends today. Every successful person you admire had a moment when they realized no one was going to save them. That's when they took control. That's when they stopped making excuses and started making moves. You have two choices. Keep hoping someone hands you a better life, or decide, right now, that you are the one who will create it. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more blaming. This is your moment to rise. Because when you stop expecting someone else to save you, you unlock the power to save yourself. Hard truth. The world doesn't reward effort. It rewards results. You don't get paid for trying. You don't succeed just because you meant well. At the end of the day, all that matters is what you produce. What's holding you back? The struggle or your mindset? Too many people convince themselves that their hard work is enough. But here's the brutal reality. Effort without execution is just wasted energy. You can complain about how unfair life is, or you can focus on what you can control, your output, your discipline, your results. Think about this. If you walked into a restaurant and ordered a meal, would you accept an empty plate just because the chef tried really hard? No, you expect the result, the food. Life works the same way. The world doesn't care how much you tried, it only sees what you deliver. You want success? Stop making excuses and start making things happen. Get obsessed with results. Hold yourself accountable. Don't just do the work, make sure the work pays off. Because at the end of the day, bills aren't paid with excuses, dreams aren't built on effort alone, and success doesn't come from trying, it comes from winning. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone with fewer resources, less talent, and more obstacles is grinding harder than you. And if you're not careful, they will pass you. It's an uncomfortable truth, but one you need to hear. Talent isn't enough. Intelligence isn't enough. Potential isn't enough. The only thing that matters is who puts in the work. You can tell yourself you're doing your best, but deep down, you know there's another level. Think about this. While you're scrolling through your phone, someone else is practicing. While you're making excuses, someone else is pushing through. While you're doubting yourself, someone else is proving themselves. Will you let them win, or will you step up? Champions don't settle. They don't wait until they feel motivated. They don't complain about how hard it is. They show up every day and put in the work. Whether they feel like it or not. That's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. So ask yourself, are you doing everything you can, or are you letting someone else outwork you? Because in the end, the results don't lie. Either you rise, or you watch someone else take what could have been yours. Pain is unavoidable, struggle is inevitable, but here's the truth. You get to choose your pain. You either endure the pain of growth or suffer the pain of regret. One makes you stronger, the other leaves you broken. Success demands struggle, the grind, the long nights, the failures. These are the tolls you pay on the road to greatness. But failure also demands something from you. The pain of looking back and realizing you never gave it your all. The pain of wondering what could have been if only you had pushed harder. Think about it. How many people live with that heavy weight of regret? The ones who played it safe, who let fear dictate their lives. They reach the end of the road and wish they had been bolder, worked harder, believed in themselves more. But by then, it's too late. You're standing at a crossroads. One path is uncomfortable, filled with discipline and sacrifice, but it leads to growth, freedom, and fulfillment. The other is easy, filled with avoidance and excuses, but it leads to regret. So ask yourself, when the future comes knocking, will you look back with pride or with pain? The choice is yours. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not chain you. The only thing shaping your future is the story you tell yourself. And you have the power to rewrite it. Maybe you've told yourself you're not good enough, that you've failed too many times, that success is for other people, not you. But what if that's just a story? What if the very things you see as barriers are actually the fuel you need to rise? Think about the most successful people in the world. They weren't born extraordinary. They weren't handed a perfect path. They faced setbacks, rejection, and hardship. But they chose to turn those experiences into stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Oprah was fired from her first TV job. Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter changed the world. They didn't accept their failures as the end. They rewrote their story. And now it's your turn. The next chapter of your life starts with a decision. Will you keep telling yourself the same old story? Or will you grab the pen, take control, and write a future that inspires you? The page is blank. What will you write? Life doesn't reward excuses. It rewards action. You can have a list of reasons why you haven't succeeded yet, why things are difficult, why it's not the right time. But here's the truth. No one is paying for your explanations. Only results matter. Think about it. When was the last time someone became successful because of the obstacles they faced? Never. Success comes to those who push through, not those who justify standing still. The world doesn't stop for your struggles. Time keeps moving, opportunities keep passing, and every excuse you make is just another brick in the wall that keeps you from where you want to be. Are you making progress, or are you just making excuses? Because every time you choose comfort over challenge, every time you tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," you push your dreams further out of reach. But the moment you decide that results are non-negotiable, everything changes. The harsh reality is this: excuses won't feed your family. Excuses won't build your legacy. Excuses won't get you closer to the life you want. Only action does. So stop explaining why you can't and start proving that you can. Everybody struggles. Everybody faces challenges. Your struggles may feel unique, but the truth is, every successful person you admire has battled hardship too. The difference? They refuse to let their struggles define them. Look at anyone who has achieved greatness. Oprah, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs. Every single one of them faced obstacles that could have broken them. Rejection, failure, financial ruin. But they pushed through. They didn't stop and feel sorry for themselves. They found a way forward. So the real question is, will your struggles be the reason you quit, or the reason you rise? Most people get stuck because they think their problems are special, like they're the only ones who have it tough. But life doesn't owe you an easy road. You weren't promised a smooth journey, and the ones who win aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who refuse to quit. So here's your choice. You can be another person who let life beat them down, or you can be the one who fights back, who adapts, who rises no matter what. The world isn't looking for victims, it's waiting for champions. Which one will you be? Life is a game, and like any game, only the scoreboard matters. It doesn't track how hard you tried. It doesn't count your excuses, your effort, or your exhaustion. It only tracks your results. Think about it. When a team loses, no one asks how many hours they practiced. When a business fails, no one cares how much passion the owner had. At the end of the day, all that matters is what you put up on the board. So ask yourself, what's your scoreboard showing right now? Have you been stacking wins, or have you been fooling yourself with effort that leads nowhere? Because in this game, wishing doesn't count, trying doesn't count, only winning does. That may sound harsh, but it's the truth. And the ones who win are the ones who stop making excuses and start putting up points. The ones who show up every day, who execute, who refuse to accept anything less than progress. So what's it going to be? Another day of effort with no results? Or are you finally going to put something on the board? The clock is ticking. The game is on. It's time to play, to win. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who solve problems and those who just talk about them. Winners, they find solutions. Complainers, they justify stagnation. So, which side are you on? Think about it. How many times have you seen someone talk endlessly about their struggles, their hardships, their obstacles, but when it comes time to act, they freeze. They tell themselves, "I would do it if only things were easier, if only someone helped me, if only the timing was right." But here's the truth. There is no perfect time. There are no easy roads. Every great success story starts with a problem. Steve Jobs didn't sit around complaining about the lack of innovation. He built Apple. Elon Musk didn't just talk about the future of transportation. He created it. The difference between those who win and those who don't is simple. One takes action, the other makes excuses. So ask yourself right now, are you truly solving problems? Or are you just talking about them? Because at the end of the day, talk is cheap. Results are what matter. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. No one owes you a shortcut, an easy way out, or a guaranteed path to victory. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you take control of your life. It's easy to sit back and wait for circumstances to change, for someone to recognize your potential, for the perfect opportunity to land in your lap. But life doesn't work that way. Those who wait stay stuck. Those who act rise. Every successful person you admire, every leader, every innovator, every champion had to make a choice to stop waiting, a choice to step up, even when it was hard, a choice to take responsibility for their success. You have that same choice right now. You can keep hoping that things will change on their own, or you can take the reins and make them change. Because the truth is, no one is coming. It's on you. And that's not a curse. It's the greatest power you'll ever have. Dreams sound beautiful. Success looks glamorous. But behind every achievement, behind every victory, there's a price that was paid in full. Sweat, sacrifice, long nights, rejection, failure. These are the real costs of a dream. And if you're not willing to suffer for it, then stop calling it a dream. Because here's the truth. If your dream doesn't scare you, stretch you, or make you uncomfortable, it's not big enough. If you're not willing to go through the pain of discipline, you'll live with the pain of regret. There is no easy way. The people who succeed are the ones who keep going when it hurts, when it's inconvenient, when everything in them is screaming to quit. Ask yourself, what are you willing to endure? What are you willing to struggle for? Because if you're only willing to chase a dream when it's exciting, when it's easy, when everything is going your way, then you don't want it badly enough. Success isn't handed out, it's earned, and the price is paid in blood, sweat, and resilience. So, what's it going to be? Will you push through, or will you back down? The choice is yours. Rejection is not the end, it's a test to see if you really want it, if you're willing to fight for it, if you have the resilience to stand back up when the world knocks you down. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. That moment could have broken him, but instead it fueled him. Colonel Sanders knocked on over 1,000 doors, hearing no again and again before someone finally believed in his recipe. Imagine if he had stopped at 999. Every successful person has faced rejection, not once, not twice, but over and over again. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent, it's endurance. It's the ability to take a hit and keep moving forward. So when you hear no, when doors slam shut in your face, when the world tells you you're not good enough, ask yourself, will you fold or will you rise? Because rejection is not the universe telling you to quit, it's asking you, how bad do you want it? Every dream has a price tag, and that price? Pain, struggle, sacrifice. You can't build strength without resistance. You can't gain wisdom without hardship. And you can't achieve greatness without paying in sweat, tears, and effort. The most successful people in the world understand this. Pain isn't something to be avoided, it's something to be embraced. It's proof that you're pushing past your limits, that you're growing, that you're investing in your own future. Think about it. The gym hurts before the muscle grows. Learning a new skill is frustrating before it becomes second nature. Building a business is exhausting before it becomes profitable. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? Because if you're not, success will never be yours. If you are, then every struggle, every failure, every painful lesson is just another down payment on your future. And one day, that investment will pay off. Anyone can work hard when it's easy. Anyone can stay committed when things are going well. But the real test? It comes when everything is stacked against you, when progress slows, when motivation fades, when every step forward feels like a battle. That's when most people quit. They tell themselves it's too hard, that it wasn't meant to be, that maybe success is for other people. But that's the difference between winning and losing. Winners push through the breaking point. Losers walk away when it gets uncomfortable. Think of every champion, every leader, every icon. They all had a moment where quitting seemed easier. But they didn't. They kept going, and that's why they're where they are today. So, ask yourself, are you going to be like most people, or are you going to be different? Because if you can endure what others can't, you'll achieve what others never will. Every setback, every rejection, every painful moment. It's not here to break you, it's here to build you. The question is, what are you doing with it? Imagine every obstacle as a brick. You can let it crush you under its weight, or you can stack it, one by one, and build something unshakable. The greatest successes in history were built on the foundation of struggle. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company before coming back stronger. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. The ones who win aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who never stay down. Most people see pain as a signal to stop. The successful see it as a sign to keep going. Rejection is not a wall, it's a doorway. And setbacks, they aren't the end. They're the beginning of something bigger. So, ask yourself, are you letting obstacles define you, or are you using them to shape the person you're meant to be? Because pain is a sculptor. It will either break you apart or carve you into greatness. The choice is yours. Motivation is a spark, but consistency is the fire. If you rely on motivation, you'll only move when you feel like it. And guess what? You won't always feel like it. That's why discipline wins. The most successful people in the world don't wake up every day feeling unstoppable. They don't always want to work, train, or push forward. But they do it anyway. Why? Because they've built habits that don't rely on emotion. They've made success non-negotiable. Think about it. A champion doesn't win because they trained when they felt good. They win because they trained, even when they didn't. The best writers don't wait for inspiration. They sit down and write every single day. The best businesses aren't built in moments of motivation. They're built through relentless, consistent effort. So, here's the real question. Are you treating success like a hobby or a commitment? Because hobbies are for when you feel like it. Commitments, you show up no matter what. And that's what separates the best from the rest. Strength isn't built in comfort. It's built under pressure. In the weight room of life, growth comes from resistance. The heavier the challenge, the stronger you become. Think about lifting weights. If you never increase the load, your muscles never grow. If you avoid the pain, you stay the same. But when you push through the burn, when you struggle through the reps, that's when transformation happens. Life works the same way. Every hardship, every rejection, every moment where you feel like giving up, that's resistance. And every time you push through, you're getting stronger. The people who win in life are the ones who embrace the struggle, who lean into the challenge, who see obstacles not as roadblocks but as stepping stones. So ask yourself, are you avoiding resistance or are you using it? Because success is a weight room. The more you push, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the more unstoppable you are. Most people sit around waiting for motivation to strike. Like it's some magical force that appears out of nowhere. But here's the truth. Motivation is a byproduct of action. You don't wait for it, you create it. Think about riding a bike. At first, pushing the pedals feels like work. But once you build momentum, it becomes effortless. Success works the same way. The hardest part is getting started. But once you do, motion creates more motion. Small actions lead to bigger actions. Tiny steps lead to massive breakthroughs. So ask yourself, what did you do today to move forward? Not what you planned, not what you thought about. What did you actually do? Because the people who win in life aren't the ones waiting for the right moment. They're the ones making the moment right now. The next time you feel stuck, don't sit there hoping for inspiration. Take action, no matter how small. Write the first sentence, make the first call, do the first rep. Because action fuels motivation, not the other way around. How many times have you said, I want to, but never followed through? I want to start a business. I want to get in shape. I want to be successful. Words are easy. Execution is everything. Everyone has ideas. Everyone has dreams. but only a few actually do something about them. Why? Because talking about success feels good. It tricks your brain into thinking you're making progress. But the only thing that moves you forward is action. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't talk about their plans. They executed them. Elon Musk didn't sit around debating whether to start Tesla. He built it. Michael Jordan didn't just dream about being great. He practiced harder than anyone else. So here's the challenge. Stop announcing your goals. Stop telling people what you're going to do. Just do it. Let your results speak. Because success isn't about what you say, it's about what you do. Excellence isn't built in a day. It's built in the grind. Day in, day out, when nobody's watching. The difference between winners and everyone else? Their habits. Kobe Bryant didn't wait for motivation to practice. He was in the gym at 4 a.m. Michael Phelps didn't swim only when he felt like it. He trained every single day for years. The greats understand something most people don't. Success isn't about one big moment. It's about mastering the small ones, the boring ones, the repetitive ones. Look at your own life. Are your daily habits aligned with your goals? Or are you hoping success just happens? Because it won't. If you want to be great, you have to show up, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. So, stop looking for shortcuts. Master the grind. Commit to the process. Because when you do, success isn't a question of if, it's only a matter of when. If you treat success like an option, you'll never have it. It's not a privilege. It's not reserved for the lucky. It's a duty, a responsibility to yourself, to your future, to the people counting on you. Too many people treat success like a wish, something they hope will happen someday. But winners, they don't wait for someday. They treat their goals like non-negotiable commitments. They don't ask, can I succeed? They decide, I will succeed. So, ask yourself, are you treating your potential seriously? Are you showing up every day like someone who refuses to fail? Because if you don't demand success from yourself, the world won't hand it to you. The moment you shift from I'd like to I must, everything changes. Success isn't for the people who wait, it's for those who claim it. Imagine having a bank account with unlimited funds but never making a withdrawal. That's what wasted potential looks like. You have gifts, you have talent, but talent means nothing if you never cash it in. How many ideas have you buried? How many dreams have you left on the shelf? Success isn't about having potential, it's about using it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't, one group makes withdrawals. They invest in themselves. They take action. The other group lets their potential sit there, collecting dust, never realizing what they could have become. Don't let that be you. Withdraw from your potential daily. Make moves, take risks, because if you don't use what you have, you'll never know what you could have had. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The right time? It's not coming. Winners don't wait for the stars to align, they move anyway. How many times have you held back, waiting for a sign, waiting for approval, waiting to feel ready? That hesitation is the difference between success and regret. Winners don't wait for permission. They don't ask if it's okay to chase their dreams. They take action. They create their own opportunities. Losers? They wait. They overthink. They make excuses. I'll start next week. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. And before they know it, years have passed, and they're still standing in the same spot. So, here's the truth. Are you making moves or making excuses? Because there are only two types of people in this world. Those who take action and those who watch from the sidelines. Choose wisely. The clock is ticking. Right now, as you read this, another second is gone. Time you'll never get back. Every day wasted is an opportunity lost, a chance you'll never see again. So, what are you waiting for? The perfect moment? The right circumstances? They don't exist. The truth is, your dreams won't wait for you to feel ready. They won't wait for you to find the confidence or the courage. Either you move now, or you risk waking up one day wondering where all the time went. Success isn't about having time. It's about making time. It's about taking every single day and using it to push forward, no matter how small the step. Because time will pass whether you take action or not. The question is, will you be ahead or will you be left behind? If you don't take your goals seriously, why should anyone else? Success isn't something the world hands you, it's something you claim. Too often, people wait for permission, they wait for validation, for someone to say, yes, you're good enough. But guess what? No one is coming to save you. No one is going to build your dream for you. You have to take responsibility for your own success. You have to be the one who wakes up every day with a mission. No one else is going to push you. No one else is going to make the sacrifices for you. It's on you. And that's the best news you could ever hear. Because it means you don't have to wait on anyone. You have the power. The only question is, will you use it? Every great achievement starts with a single decision. Not luck, not circumstances, just a decision. Think about it. Every success story you've ever heard started with someone making the choice to go all in. They didn't wait for approval. They didn't wait for things to be easy. They decided. And that decision set everything in motion. So what about you? Are you waiting for permission? Or are you making the call yourself? Because the moment you decide, really decide, that nothing will stop you, that's when your future begins. That's when things start to shift. But indecision, hesitation, that's the silent killer of success. It keeps you stuck in the same place, year after year. If you want to move forward, if you want to win, you have to make the choice right now, today. Harsh truth, nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares about how hard life is. The world doesn't stop for you, it keeps moving. And if you want success, you have to keep moving too. Complaining changes nothing. Overthinking changes nothing. Only execution, relentless, disciplined execution, changes everything. The most successful people in the world? They weren't handed anything. They didn't sit around hoping for an easier road. They worked harder, worked smarter, and refused to lose. They didn't wait for motivation. They created it. So, what's your excuse? Too tired? Too busy? Not enough time? Someone out there has the same circumstances as you and they're making it happen. The difference isn't talent, it's mindset. Winners don't whine, they don't wait. They rise, they grind, and they win. Anyway, how many times have you talked yourself out of taking action? How many times have you let doubt, fear, or the need for more information hold you back? The truth is, overthinking is just procrastination in disguise. You don't need another plan. You don't need more research. You need movement. Action solves everything. The second you start, the doubts shrink. The hesitation disappears. Because once you're in motion, your brain shifts from fear to focus. Think about it. Have you ever regretted taking action? Even if things didn't go perfectly, at least you learned, at least you grew. But you will regret the chances you didn't take, the opportunities you let slip away because you were too busy thinking instead of doing. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You never will. Take the first step, then the next. Because clarity comes from action, not thought. What's one thing you can do right now? Do it. A million dreams mean nothing without a single step forward. You can sit around and think about success all day long, but it won't come to you, because success doesn't reward thoughts, it rewards action. The difference between winners and wishers? Execution. Wishers have ideas, plans, and intentions, but winners take those ideas and turn them into reality. They don't just want it, they work for it. Every successful person you admire, they didn't get there by accident. They didn't sit around hoping for the right moment. They moved, they took risks, they made things happen. So ask yourself, are you just wishing or are you executing? Are you dreaming or are you doing? Because every day you wait, someone else is out there taking action. Someone else is getting ahead while you hesitate. Start now, move now. Because success isn't about what you want, it's about what you do. Waiting is the fastest way to lose. How many people do you know who had big dreams but never made a move? How many people kept saying one day until they ran out of time? The truth is, tomorrow is never guaranteed. The only time you have is now. So what are you waiting for? More confidence? More certainty? More time? You won't have it unless you create it. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Think about your future self 5 years from now. What will you regret not doing? Will you wish you had started today? Because 5 years will pass no matter what. The question is, will you be closer to your dream or still standing in the same place? Decide today. Act today. Because every second you hesitate is a second you'll never get back. Your time is now. Move.